my weapon irresponsibly.
From the back of a squad car, a sheriff's deputy admits he fired guns irresponsibly into a residential neighborhood and a church, but he faces no criminal charges. Hello and good evening. I'm Steve Eager. The Somervell County Sheriff's deputy said he was drunk and angry over the ambush on Dallas police. He has been fired, but there are big questions about why he's not facing any criminal charges. Sean Rabb has the story you will see only on Fox 4. Sean.
So, Steve, one of the reasons he faces no charges is because the pastor of the church that was damaged didn't want to go through with charges. But the Ellis County District Attorney, where all of this played out, is furious tonight and feels 27-year-old William Cox was shown favoritism in how he was treated after his arrest.
Man, I'm sorry.
William Cox was the Somervell County Sheriff's deputy July 13th when he was crying and appeared drunk in the parking lot of an Ellis County church early in the morning. Ovilla officers responding to a 911 call for shots fired. This is Ovilla Police body cam. Cox tells the officer,
Because my boys are getting killed in Dallas.
the deputy referring to the ambush attack that killed 5 officers July 7th in Dallas.
The black coats started killing our boys in Dallas.
The Ovilla officer detains Cox, putting him in handcuffs until a sheriff's deputy arrived. Cox confessed he was upset over the police ambush, got very drunk, and had to let off stress. His stress relief was to fire guns in a residential neighborhood in the parking lot of the Shiloh Cumberland Presbyterian Church.
Yeah, there's 3 shots here.
Church's pastor, Vernon Sansom, can be heard on the Ellis County deputy's recording. There was damage in the sanctuary of the church, where some of Cox's relatives are longtime members. Cox charged with deadly conduct and taken to Ellis County Jail. The same day Cox was arrested, the pastor signed what's called an affidavit of non-prosecution. Cox was released from jail the next day, never having to post bail. This was Cox when he was taken into custody. And this is the jail bookend photo of William Cox we received in open records request. A photograph of a brick wall. No picture of Cox, who once worked as a jailer in Ellis County. Not like other cases involving law enforcement, according to the Ellis County DA.
Here's another former Ellis County Sheriff's Office currently working in a different sheriff's department when he was booked into your jail. Here's the chief of the Maypearl Police Department who was arrested and booked into your jail. All of their damn pictures are on your system.
Law enforcement doesn't need a complainant in all cases to prosecute. Discretion leaves the final decision to the arresting agency.
This, in my mind, is a tremendous abuse of that discretion. And in today's climate, it's inexcusable.
And Wilson angry.
I cannot understand how these facts escape the narrative of favoritism.
We contacted Ellis County Sheriff Johnny Brown. We wanted to talk to him about the Cox case and the circumstances surrounding it. But he told us that his department was through with it, that he had no dog in the hunt, and that he would have no comment. The district attorney says his office will conduct its own investigation now.
The criticism that is being lobbed against law enforcement and the criminal justice system in general in our community, in our society today, the foundation of that criticism is what's illustrated in this case, and that is favoritism, that some people in the criminal justice system get treated differently. And how can I dispel that narrative when these facts completely support that?
Now, the Somervell County Sheriff's Department terminated Cox, who'd worked there since 2011 and was a model employee, immediately upon learning what happened. The chief deputy there telling me you can't get past shooting up a church. The pastor told me by phone today he didn't want charges filed because, Steve, it's all about forgiveness. Now, again, we called Sheriff Johnny Brown a second time, wanting to still give him an opportunity to respond to the suggestion of favoritism, and he did not call us back.
And he's the guy who says they got no dog in the hunt, but he clearly does. They're the investigative agency. Sean, let me ask you a question. If they choose not to get involved, you have on tape this Officer Cox saying, I'm sorry, I fired off shots, essentially a confession. Can't an agency up the line, maybe DPS or the Attorney General, take this over and step in?
So as we mentioned, the district attorney says he and his office will launch their own investigation. He's sending his chief investigators out to the pastor of the church, to Cox, and to look at all of the evidence. That is the same stuff we've acquired through open records. They'll make their own findings, and it is still possible this case will go to an Ellis County grand jury for ultimate deciding whether William Cox, who you see there in the back seat of that squad car, will face charges on deadly conduct.
Everybody, welcome back to WWTF. We want the Fast Game Show. MikeC.
I'm Fred White.
Hey, as you saw about the video, we're talking about Sheriff William Cox. Basically, what it was, as you saw in the video, he was basically drunk and disorderly, and he was shooting up in a church parking lot. So,
no charges.
no charges at all.
No charges at all. Now, we don't want to bring the race card in this thing, but it's just evident. You know, I don't hate white people, or I should say, we don't hate white people. We don't hate any type of race. You know what I'm saying? I love people of all races. I just hate dumb people, and this was a dumb person.
Yep.
Now, I'm just saying, if this guy was a black guy, not only would he been arrested, he would have possibly been shot, and there would have been criminal charges pressed on him.
Yeah.
I guess if that's how you want to say it.
Plain and simple, because they didn't even take the guy's picture.
Now, as you saw, it's a brick wall.
I'm like, are you serious? And even the district attorney was upset about this. He's like, never has he seen something like so blatant about favoritism, because it's plain, it's there plain in black and white what it really is. And you know, the pastor of the church didn't press no charges, but they just like basically case dismissed.
And I gotta say, the pastor, if you're watching this, you're a total idiot. You are a fool. You're just lying down. And I was once told when I was small, if you don't stand up for something, you'll fall for anything. And this is something that you should have pressed charges against. Now, again, we have an officer that committed a crime that is not held accountable. Again, once again. Okay, what if somebody would have been in a church? What if he would have hit somebody? What if he would have killed a kid or something like that? I mean, it's just blatant racism. That's what it is. What did we do to these people for you to hate black people? You know what I'm saying? What did we do? I mean, if you really look at it, if you're watching this video, you're not even from this country. Nobody's from this country.
Correct.
You know, if you're white, you're not from here. If you're black, you're not from here. If you're Hispanic, you're not from here. You're not originally from this country. Everybody has been imported. Unfortunately, the black people, we were forced here to work with no health benefits. And I think no health benefits, no nothing, no pay, no anything. And I believe, was it Nick Romney? He said something about slaves was fed good.
Oh, yeah, that, I don't know exactly who it was, but it was crazy. It was one of the House speakers or something saying they was fed good and they had great living quarters.
Yeah.
That was totally ridiculous. I can't even see how somebody could even formulate something. Slavery.
Okay.
It's not a good thing for anyone. How can you even formulate and say, yeah, I treated my slaves better than anybody? I'm like, come on. These are people. You're owning people as property. No, you cannot do that. That is wrong. That is evil. That is wrong. You can't do that. You can't own another human being.
I guess they treated them so good they were, you know, hung for good behavior. I guess if you were on your best behavior, you got hung by a tree. Don't forget, I mean, I don't want to go all political and black power on this thing, but just think, if we didn't have so many of our ancestors die from racism, hangings, lynchings, all that stuff, where would we be as a people right now? If Martin Luther King wasn't executed, if Malcolm X wasn't executed, if
just all down the line, man.
You know, a whole lot of people, and you know, history is just so bombarded with racism. They really don't want you to see. I remember we did a episode on the first black president, and now when we ask people who's the first black president, they'll say, "Oh well, Bill Clinton," you know, jokingly. But that's not it. You know, John Hanson, I think was his name, in the 1800s. He wasn't elected; he was appointed. Check your history, and you'll see that I'm right. And I think that we had one guy that left us a nasty comment. You know, but we got through it. But all that's to say, man, that racism is blatant in your face, and with this guy shooting at a church, no matter whether he was drunk or not, whatever, he should be held accountable for that.
Right.
If it was anybody else,
oh yeah, underneath the jail, honestly, no holds barred. No favoritism, no nothing.
In Virginia, you can get locked up for jaywalking. You can spend time in jail for jaywalking. Mm-hmm. And this guy does not get anything for shooting.
Well, he got a night's sleep to
yeah.
sober up. Because the very next day it was released. So you guys just look into it. You guys could dive into it and just, man, leave some comments up in there, man. And I just want to hear other people's views about this stuff and see where people's minds are at with this stuff, man. Because it's blatant and it should make you very angry. It really should. You guys got to get your voices out, man. We're not standing for this stuff no more.
You know, I would love to see what any anchor on Fox 5, what's that news station that D.L. Hughley went on and he ripped them totally?
Oh, I don't know.
Fox or whatever. I forget the lady name. She's not important anyway. But I would love to see somebody at Fox discuss this story and justify what this guy did. Oh, well, he was drunk. He apologized. Let me do that.
Mm-hmm. Let anybody else.
Let him do that. You know what I'm saying?
That.
You would be, oh my God. I mean, and you know what, honestly, all these murders that the cops have been committing and all these violent acts against African Americans that has been committed has not been as high as before Donald Trump came into the picture. And I think that he is the cause of a lot of this racism, blatant racism,
yes, and
these killings. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, with Freddie Gray and all these other killings that happen all over the country, when I see that a cop shoots and kills somebody, you know, I mean, I don't want to sound harsh, but I'd be like, oh, okay. Because they're not going to be held accountable for it, so why do I need to follow the trial? All the cops in Baltimore, scot-free. So this man killed himself in the back of the truck.
Yep, all by himself.
Wow.
Just think about stuff, you guys. Leave in the comments below. You have anything else to add for it?
That's it, man.
Man. Yeah, leave your comments below. Like always, we thank you guys for tuning in each and every time. You guys can hit us up at thagamersshow@gmail.com, and that's the Gamer Show with an A. Just keep a look on the website. You know, we got contests and giveaways going on. Buy your ticket so you can win.
All right, please remember to like, subscribe, and follow all our social media networks. Join our SteamOS community and our website community where you can get some free stuff. And we'll see you next time on WWTF.
You want the facts?
The Gamer Show.
See you guys next time. Keep on watching. Thanks for tuning in.